This is my latest attempt at Suella Braverman, and Suella Braverman as a fish, or maybe as some sort of shahmaran, a sort of snake queen that you find in Turkey and Syria. Actually, I brought up with fish all over the place. In my school, we had this wonderful church, a Byzantine type church, and in the center of the sanctuary was a canopy which has since been pulled down by a complete Philistine named Tomlinson, I think. And the, around this canopy, there's an amazing quotation from a really early church father called Tertullian. It translates Pisciculi secundum. We are little fishes born in the water after the example of our big fish, Christ, and we have safety in no other way other than by remaining in the water. Per man endo salvi sumus. Yeah. Anyway, I think there are different things we can talk about when we talk about fish with Suella Braverman. I know I've spoken in the past about this wonderful Turkish and Greek proverb, "Bolik bashtun kokar." That's the Turkish version. The fish smells from the head, and it goes all the way back to the great poet Rumi. It goes back to 1273 or something. There's a Greek version, apotokefali vromai topsari. There's also an Albanian version, peshku chelbet nga koka. And I think we should be using this expression so much more, particularly when we look at our Home Office and Suella Braverman, who stinks, and everything about the Home Office is infected with her indolence, her arrogance, and I was going to say her xenophobia, but I don't think it is xenophobia anymore. The attack that she made on Albania, it wasn't just on those few Albanians who were coming across the channel, some of whom may or may not be identified as criminals, some of them, most of them, as Prince Leka, the Crown Prince Leka, pointed out quite correctly, many of these people were coming over from Europe, where they had fled long ago, or coming over from Kosovo, or coming over from other places, not necessarily from Albania. But that isn't the issue. What Suella Braverman has done is to demonize an entire country, an entire nation, and to call them criminals. Many of the people have been here for years. Certainly since fleeing their country in the chaos of the pyramid scheme under Berisha. And it is no crime to try to better yourself, and a conservative government of all governments should encourage people to better themselves. Instead, this government, under Suella Braverman, is criminalising not only those people who are crossing the channel, whether they are legitimate refugees, whether they are what we now call, I want to use inverted commas, economic migrants, people who are trying to better themselves, as indeed Suella Braverman's family, as indeed Priti Patel's family, as indeed even Boris's family tried to do, and Rishi Sunak's family tried to do, by coming to another country, by contributing to that other country, by throwing their heart and soul into our nation, making us better. But she has chosen to demonize an entire nation, a proud and noble nation. I'm incredibly proud to have friends in Albania. I'm incredibly proud to have friends in Turkey. It was only a short while ago that our government was demonizing Turkey. How many other countries does our country need to demonize before it recognizes that its own ministries are at fault, that its own ministries are defunct and useless? And it's led by the Home Office. The Home Office that cannot even process a passport in time. People I know have been waiting for over 2 years to legitimately go through the process of applying for a visa that should have been produced in a matter of weeks. Even if somebody has gone through all the hoops, has paid a huge amount of money to the various sharks that encircle the Home Office with Home Office permission to apply to process a visa application. They've taken their fee and they've done nothing. I put in an application for a student a while ago in the middle of the summer to a school that hadn't even got the person to process the Home Office application. They took the money. They still haven't returned it. That was money taken by stealth. That was money taken because they were taking advantage of that student because the Home Office gave them the opportunity. The Home Office is presiding over an empire of depravity. And it's doing so through indolence and through a lack of regard for other people. So yes, the fish smells from the head. And it's not, by the way, a biological fact. If it were, then my fridge would have been fresher. No, it's an aphorism which can be applied best to our ministry at the Home Office. That can be applied, I suspect, also to the ministry of the DCMS. Then we can just keep going on and on and on. I'm so ashamed of these people who should know better. And it's not that they're pursuing an agendum to make their ministries more coherent. No, there is an agendum, but it's not that. The agendum is to deflect attention from their failure. And Edi Rama, the Prime Minister of Albania, was absolutely and 100% correct in what he said. But he should have been quoting that Albanian proverb. Peshku, Chelbet Nga Koka. I don't know whether I say it as well as I should. I can do it much better in Greek, frankly. Apotop kefali vromai to psari. The fish smells from the head. And what a stink is Suella Braverman. She needs to go. She needs to go. The waste disposal is waiting.